Hey guys, welcome to another video presented by Midgardswell. Today we're doing how to build your own aesthetics.
And that basically just comes down to how you want to display yourself day to day.
We have three very nice examples right here in front of you. We have the obviously still, you can tell the dude is, in a sense, he has his, the long beard, the
Shaved head
sides. He has a bracelet with a chainmail hammer, and beneath the beard, yes, hidden through the forest.
This is my Mjolnir. I have it on me at all times.
I tend to forget because mine has actually started leaving green marks around my neck, which is weird and uncomfortable when I take it off and I'm sitting there like, what's going on with my skin?
I'm dying.
Yes, I have a hickey from Thor. I can totally see that. But mine is a lot more simple and comparatively understated, and I will be adding tattoos, but those will be easily hidden because my family doesn't necessarily know and I don't like to rub it in their face.
Yeah, and there's plenty of other heathens that don't even have hammers of like even her size. I know plenty of heathens that have smaller hammers that they just wear. A lot of them will kind of go under the shirt.
Small like that.
Little Acorn has decided to help us by example, so thank you very much, Little Acorn.
You're welcome. And part of this video is gonna help you decide how big of a hammer you want to go with, whether it be from a scale of Little Acorns or to Chris's. And then if you want to display tattoos, or if you want to wear those like Berserker shirts you can buy on Facebook.
Grimfrost, all that fun stuff. Always support Grimfrost,
Yes.
all that fun stuff.
They have excellent stuff. The shipping's pretty fast. We are not sponsored by Grimfrost, but we love Grimfrost, so if Grimfrost wants to hook us up, we're here for that.
Send us whatever you want, we'll wear it on camera.
That's
We
right.
will, and we will talk you up to everyone, because we already do.
I like your boots.
So really today's video is going to be kind of simple, because it's very much you have to find out for yourself what you want to do, and everything's based on your comfort level. Like with hammers, I actually started really small. I didn't even start with a hammer. I started with a Veg this year, because all else fails if someone asks me what it was. It's the Nordic compass, and it means a lot to me because XYZ. And
the hammer nowadays, when you see someone wearing a historical Mjolnir, it's much easier to be like, that dude's probably pagan. That person right there, more than likely, is a pagan of some sort.
So, I mean, if you're not out and proud, but you want to wear something that symbolizes our faith, Vigvisir is a good way to go. Because if anybody asks, then you can give a bullshit answer really easy.
Oh man, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name of the other one without looking at it. Eglismir, what of the Helm of All?
Eglishheimer.
Yeah, the Helm of Terror.
Yeah. If you wear that, that's more of a into battle type thing. I really wouldn't suggest that, because
Can't really see it, but it's on this one.
unless you're planning on going into battle, like you're in the military, unless it's something like a set like yours, I always think it's kind of douchey, like, who are you gonna go fight later, huh? I could probably kick your ass myself.
Well, that night, I actually do sword fight.
Yeah, no, it's different with Chris. But when...
That's part of the
why I
aesthetic
try
too,
not-
yes.
that is
And
part
that's
of the aesthetic.
entirely part of the aesthetic, is the fact that, like, I am a trained fighter. I do a lot of reenactments with both Viking and Renaissance period historians and fairs. I practice a lot of martial arts, mostly European styles. So for me, yes, I am actually, in a sense, I am a warrior.
Right, and that makes sense. If you're
Still
just...
not a Viking.
Right? Do not call yourself a Viking.
That's an aesthetic killer.
That's a get yourself hit killer, or just begging for it. That's just begging for it.
I had a postman, a fucking a mail carrier. I was walking into into a FedEx store, and dude comes in. He sees my my Mjolnir. He's like, "Dude, I love that. I'm a Viking too." That's cute, bud.
Yeah.
Just kept walking.
If you do not know, Viking was a profession.
Vikingar is a verb.
Yes.
You went Viking. You weren't a Viking.
Exactly.
If you are a Viking, then you are a multiple personality sufferer, and you need to go to a therapist stat.
And we're not bashing. This is literal. This is how not to get your ass kicked 101.
Because it's stupid.
It is.
That's me.
I agree, though. I agree. But at the same time, I don't want this to be a video in which everybody just feels like we're being dicks. Because we're trying not to be. We're trying to educate and help everybody grow. And if that means trying to figure out where to start by displaying your faith, one of those things is the words coming out of your mouth. Make sure you're educated on what you're talking about. If you're not, don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't call yourself a Viking.
Yeah, it's so much easier that way. You'll get so much more respect. I am a Nordic person. I am
of the Norse pagan faith.
Yeah, but then also with the things of aesthetic, like none of us here are wearing like a T-shirt with Odin on it, or like a big battle axe. I drink from the skulls of my enemies.
Yeah, I think that's a little much.
They didn't drink from skulls of their enemies.
But we could.
They drink from horns of their cattle.
Yeah.
But those shirts are still fine. If you want to wear them, go right the fuck ahead.
Go for it.
You know, if you really like that, like, it's almost like those, like, some people still wear Ed Hardy. So you're not, like, the worst person out there.
No, but in all seriousness, if you wear Ed Hardy,
Dude,
I'm sure there's a tall enough bridge somewhere to jump off of. Please.
But your aesthetic is yours, and that's totally fine. We're just trying to have fun now because, damn it, it's our video. We're gonna have fun with it. And that's kind of our aesthetic. We're silly and serious, and seriously silly.
Oh gracious! So serious note: how to decide from going super small and obscure to Chris.
To multiple charms on a giant chain necklace.
With a massive hammer. So basically that comes with being comfortable with your faith.
Yes.
The bigger your hammer, the more attention you're going to get, which means the more you need to know your shit.
And that is literally the reason I saw this and it called to me. Because I want people to be like, when they look at me, the first thing they see is that hammer. Not because I am defined by my religion, but because I define myself through my religion. Right. It is the strainer of my soul in a way. To me, this is the thing that they see this and they will either avoid me because they don't like this, which is totally fine with me, or they purposely will come up to me to talk to me about this and what it means to me and where I got it, what kindred I'm a part of. It leads to conversations that I enjoy having. I like being confronted out in public about my faith because I'm a very blunt, open person. It's kind of on the subject of tattoos. There's also a reason I'm also doing this. I'm not just trying to show it off. I just recently got my Valkyrie tattoo.
Yesterday.
Yeah, literally yesterday. And so it's sore, and I don't want to rest it on anything because I want it to heal right.
Trying to keep me from bumping it too.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I have the bind runes behind both of my ears, and I plan on having many more. Nordic tattoos all up here. They're going to cover my back. I have ideas for all kinds of things like that just because, to me, I am super loud and proud. And not to say that you can't be quiet and proud.
Right.
It's just who I am. My aesthetic is I wear a lot of Carhartt stuff because I am in a trade job and I just enjoy comfort and durability. And I don't even actually... Right now, my beard hasn't as long as it usually is. It's just kind of taking its time. Whatever, it happens. But I don't braid it. I don't really put any... every now and then I'll braid these together. But I just kind of do my own thing. Yeah, my haircut is Viking it as well. That wasn't my choice exactly. I would love a full head of hair to just do whatever I please with. But as I've been cursed with lovely genetics, I just shave it back, up, and put it in a ponytail. Done. That's my aesthetic.
Whereas mine is very much... I'm not as loud and blunt as Chris, but I am very proud of the work I do and everything I do with this kindred and in our community. And it's very much I'd like for you to come talk to me if you're comfortable about it. Actually, I have people talk to me about my sickle and apple more than my hammer. One day I will get up to... I have a bunch of stuff lined up to go on my necklace, but Jess's equipment is so much better for hooking it on because the sickle's already fallen off like 3 times. But
yeah, mine hasn't moved an inch.
Nice. But yeah, mine are kind of flimsy as far as my things go. So I've got all kinds of things lined up, and it's more of if I'm wearing this, and like I said at the beginning of the video, I've kind of stopped wearing it as much just simply because the metal's turning my neck green, and that's just disheartening. I gotta figure out how to clean this thing realistically.
Yeah.
Keeping your jewelry clean is also another big thing.
The big thing is stuff like this. I use my Dremel tool and I get the polisher out.
Oh, that's a great idea. I didn't even think to do that.
Yeah, I just run it over there for a little
in
bit.
A bunch of water.
Get the other side and just run the polishing from your Dremel piece over your jewelry. Shines like brand new.
Oh shit! I know what I'm doing when I get home.
Boom.
But no, mine's very much a laid back. I dress up for the podcasts because, well, I'm me, and I kind of dress up in general. And if I don't dress up, I dress in my regalia, or I'm in like a t-shirt and jacket. But either way, if I'm wearing my hammer, it's out so that people, if they want to come talk to me, they can, and they can feel comfortable doing so. Apparently, sometimes I have a resting bitch face, and other times I'm like the most friendly person that anybody wants to talk to, and I'm just sitting there like, why are you talking to me?
It's all about them cheeks. If our cheeks, like, we both have the same face too. In normal conversations, we like to do this. Because doing this pushes the cheeks up and makes us look more friendly. But if we put the cheeks back down and we just talk, we look 100% like we are not interested in this conversation at all.
And well, it could be the most interesting conversation in the world, but the second our mouths go flatline, we're just like, we look like we're bored and we're ready to just like stab your eyes out.
So we've both trained ourselves to do exactly what we're doing right now and make ourselves laugh a lot and push our cheeks up.
Well, this is how I've always been. I've always been a ham, especially in front of cameras. And so, I mean, fucker. Like, I can hear the extra, like, anyways. So yeah, how big your hammer is definitely in relation to how badly, or actually how comfortable you are with people approaching you about it. And the bigger it is, the more noticeable it is, so the more you need to know about what you're talking about and be confident in what you're saying. Because at that point, that is a hammer of a leader, and that's asking for someone to come ask you questions. This is the hammer of someone who just doesn't like talking to people, but will do it anyways.
See, I love talking to people, but people can't see mine, so I had to have it tattooed.
Yeah.
So technically, mine's bigger.
Yeah.
But
I know what my next tattoo is going to be. It's
I would have to wear.
It's going to cover my whole arm. Your whole arm is tattooed black. No, it's a giant Mjolnir.
You take off your shirt and it's just massive.
Right, my whole back is just a Mjolnir tattoo.
And it goes onto your butt cheeks.
Yeah.
You gotta do it now.
Guess where the lightning comes out.
You ever seen brown lightning?
It's like grease lightning but smelly.
I'm done with you two. Let's talk about jewelry.
Right, it's never a bad thing to also, if you can have a giant ass hammer just because you like it.
Oh, absolutely. This
and
is
wear
more
it underneath all of your clothes and never show anyone your hammer.
This is more of a warning. If you do get something, big and flashy, people are going to want to talk to you about it. If you don't want that, you need to put it under your clothes.
And it is on average, no one buys something big and flashy if they don't want to be big and flashy.
Right. So it's your aesthetic. Make it how you want it. Let's see. Don't you wear a ring, or didn't you wear a ring?
I don't have them on right now because I take them off for work. But I have a ring that has Mjolnir on it. I have a ring with the Vig Vizier on it. I even have a ring that's supposed to symbolize Fenrir. And some people don't like that, which is fine. I mean, he is what he is. But to me, it's a reminder of the beast that's lurking in the shadows, waiting to kill us all.
Kind of like the Jormungandr that lays around my Helm of Terror.
Right.
And then I have plenty of fucking trinkets. See, that is Gjallarhorn that I made from deer antler. This is, of course, a pewter Voltnut with all the runes around it. I personally like having all the runes around it because that allows me at any moment to know I'm always carrying the runes. And I can comprehend what they mean and really push them onto my spirit if I need like a boost in a certain thing. Yeah. And I've got the two bones that have stones of healing and protection in them, amethyst and jasper.
Speaking of, I want my stone.
Yeah. and Gungnir.
Yep. Other things are like oathing rings that some people like to wear on their arms, like torques. Some people wear torques around their necks.
Neck torques are a bit more Celtic.
Yeah. Chris's is his wedding torque.
Yep, I don't have a wedding ring, I have a torque.
Yeah.
This is a bit more of a traditional one. They weren't all that fancy. This is just a common brass.
Hand me the bucket of stuff.
And it has Seaver, an old
the ice cream
Celtic
bucket.
Futhark. Thank you.
I have one that is actually very popular. It's a very popular style. And it's more of what you'll see most people wearing.
The Twisted.
Yeah, the Twisted with the wolf heads.
Hey, I have that same one.
I got it at Enchanted Gifts.
I got mine at Aquarius.
Yep.
I can dig it. It's probably the same.
Crafted Celts, Grim Frost. There's plenty of sites to find these.
Yeah.
And with all kinds of different, if you can't wear certain metals, they make silvers of sterling and regular. They do stainless steel.
Yeah.
You can find whatever you need for the metal allergies in your life.
I wear this on special occasions simply because it's too big for my wrist, so I don't like how it looks. And it doesn't go with my aesthetic because of that. So I wear it literally for oathing purposes, and that's about it.
And I love the color of like copper and bronze.
So do I.
Man, I don't like green skin. I don't know what it is. Like you, it just bugs me.
Well, and it's not even my hammer leaving the marks. It's the stuff that she purposely got because I have a metal allergy and I'm reacting to it now. It's ridiculous.
Doesn't that mean it just needs to be recoated?
Yeah. And
But yeah, sadly, bronze and coppers, they will turn everybody a greenish.
I don't
hue.
have that problem. That's why I love copper so much. I have so much stuff. I know why I grabbed this now because so much of this can go to aesthetic, and it's all tangled together. Lucky me. I forgot I had this. That's why they're not all set up.
Yggdrasil, you know.
Yeah.
All kinds of
I have
things.
that.
Things like Yggdrasil, or they have different meanings. I wear the Gungnir spear not only because it is a symbol of power through Odin, but also because Gungnir was one of the things it was made for was to be sworn oaths upon.
Yes.
So me wearing this is my own reminder to keep my damn word and not falter.
So if you're really into Freya and the Valkyries, I specifically got this necklace as a set. The other set is black because there are two Valkyries. They're sisters. They turn into swans. And so white for one sister, black for the other. And I think I gave you the black one, didn't I? I don't know.
She wants it though.
I won't say.
I got. You can find a lot of stuff that you can turn into part of your aesthetic. I got this off of Wish, for instance. If you can find the original designer instead, that's always better. This is. I have multiple of these because we made them for a first look. But basically, I just took antlers and carved Yavingi into them. Did I ever give you guys one?
You gave me one.
Okay. Jamie, did I give you one?
Yay.
Good shot.
And you get a
19 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you get into dressing traditionally, for women, this is a big thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the
brooch.
Yeah, but you can incorporate this into like every day. Like if I was feeling snazzy, I could totally just be like, "Yeah, I'm wearing my brooch today. I'm gonna wear my whole thing today."
Or let's say you forgot your lovely robe. Take a towel, put it around you, put a little knot on the top, put that brooch through there. You've now got a robe.
Hey, the Vegas Vizier I used to wear. I'd wear this instead of a hammer, and it's got that little resin thing. It was from China.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like $12 on Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, so you can get a hammer off of Amazon. You can, dude. There's so many cool hammers out there. Like, other things you can do are man or woman, depending on how long your hair is. I will preface this with most of my jewelry and such I get from either Grimfrost or Wish.com, which is kind of cheating because it's hella cheap and all that. But I get some really cool stuff like this, which is a raven skull on a hair tie. And when I'm feeling snazzy, I want to dress up, but I don't want to put on my regalia, I just put this on, and I feel good about it.
I should get some of those.
Yeah, there was like $2.
Yeah, that's the best thing about Wish. It's cheap.
Yes,
But it's cheap for a reason.
exactly. Oh, hey, I forgot I had more of this. Thank you for untangling that, because
You're welcome.
it's smaller than the one that I have on my apron, but forgot I had two.
Munyo, Ewas.
Another thing you can do is, especially if you're bearded or if you want to just put it in your hair in general, is you can get these type of beads. They've got the runes on it. You just typically use a special tool. You thread your hair through it. Have this already on it. Pull it on.
Yep.
Unthread your hair.
Wait, they have
bam.
a special tool for them?
Yeah, they're awesome.
All I do is just take it and twist it, fold it over, slide it on, pull the hair through, slide it down.
Yeah, it's for people who can't do that,
Oh, okay.
Like me.
like me.
They usually put one right.
Yup. So, I mean, that's a way to do your aesthetic as well.
Cute.
I love it. That's adorable. Like I said, necklaces. I actually was digging in the box and I found one of my rings, which is from Grimfrost, and it's Freki and Gary. In fact, I think no, this is the one I'm not allergic to. I have two of these rings. One is copper, one is silver, and ironically, on my hands, I'm not allergic to silver, but I am allergic to copper. It makes no sense. No sense. And 14 karat gold I can't wear in my ears because I'm allergic to it in my ears. It makes no sense. But, like, if you really are into Idun and her story, like specifically how she was turned into an acorn, or if you,
Are named after an acorn.
or if you believe in the Frigg lore that an acorn in your pocket brings you luck. That's why I have this. Because then I can always carry an acorn, and the amber also represents Freya.
It's
So-
a very good hypnotizing tool.
It is,
Yeah, just nice, perfect little story.
right? Just like, and all I'm sitting here doing is making sure I'm not about to pop myself in the face.
Eating sleep.
You
I want it.
want to be friends with Midgard as well.
You want to share our videos multiple times.
You want to like our videos and comment and subscribe.
You want to make dummy accounts just to do the same.
Because we totally didn't. I feel like 10 of the subscribers are just me. Which is funny because you're only allowed to have like a max of 4 accounts.
We probably shouldn't admit that.
It's
They're
not
all
true.
accounts for other things though.
It's not like
So-
we're actually stifling our numbers like
Right. That was like my business account, and it's like, maybe it was when we had no followers. It's like, I'm gonna be our first follower.
Nope, that was me.
Turd. Didn't even say anything. But no, if you don't have a lot of money to spend and you don't necessarily care about the quality, I get really cool stuff from Wish. You can definitely find some really neat things from there. Amazon as well. Grimfrost for sure. But Grimfrost is more pricey. I just like talking up Grimfrost because the stuff I get from Grimfrost is amazing, such as my ring and my hammer.
Yes, their stuff is made to last. It's usually from a historical find or just actual jeweler design.
Like mine has Thor's goats on it. I love it. And it also has a Vegas Vizier on it, so I still got to pay homage to where I started with my aesthetic. I also tend towards like kind of the elfish vibe
Yeah.
for reasons we will not explain. So I tend to try to wear more flowier clothes and etc. I was feeling very elfish today. I don't know what was going on, but I looked in the mirror when I was doing my makeup and I was like, oh my god.
Things are to, it doesn't matter the metals they were made out of. We have found wooden, stone, steel, iron, copper, jade, amulets, Mjolnirs. We have found so many different types. You can wear whatever you want. Pewter, stainless steel. Yeah, stainless steel is an invention that I know damn well our ancestors would have been super cool with,
Right.
living in a super cold, rainy environment. Things rust.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I mean, you don't even have to go with metal.
Yeah.
Stuff like ours.
Leather cording for the necklace is totally okay.
Yeah. Or like wearing it on your wrist or something like that, although it looks like we need to get you a new one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright.
Bone.
Right? Like, however you want to display it, please.
Mhm.
It is your aesthetic, and whoever you are and how this religion makes you feel, and if you want to promote that, that's on you. This video is literally tips and tricks and inspiration.
Another big aesthetic, though, sometimes is you get the people who, a lot of pagan religions have the stoner vibe. It attracts who it attracts, and that makes sense.
But let's be honest, even Christians have stoners.
Oh, hell yeah. But one of the things to think about with that is, yeah, you can still be the complete, like, hippy-dippy heathen. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Just, again, it's always better to know your shit. But I mean, hell, our ancestors were totally cool with doing shrooms on the daily.
Yeah.
They loved hallucinogenics to help them communicate with the gods and help strengthen their bond or go into a berserker rage. So, as those two examples lead, just be careful.
Right. And, you know, don't do anything stupid or illegal.
Yeah.
Although the usage of said drugs is not legal in most places. So this is in no way, shape, or form a video saying, hey, go do this thing. Because we'll totally cover your ass if you get fired or go to jail. And we're not going to do that. You're on your own. If you make the decision, that's you. That's your vibe. That's your thing.
And that's exactly what an aesthetic is.
Yep.
Yo vibe.
So like my vibe tends to be kind of, you know, laid back, but at the same time, actually I have no idea how to describe my vibe.
Allie's
just put
aesthetic
clothes
is
on.
a mix of, depending on... Allie's aesthetic is situational. It goes
That's accurate.
from boom, bitch, look at me, to elegant as fuck, to...
I rolled
it's a
out of
sweatpant
bed
day.
like this.
Yeah.
No, I rolled out of bed like this, and bed happens to be a swamp, and I'm just a troll.
Yeah.
Those are my Grimsmar days. I totally can see it now.
And I mean, I have my days when I'll get all super snuzzed up. The only thing that never changes about me is this. It's
And
always the same thing I always
constant
wear.
with his aesthetic, whereas mine rotates. I'll take off my necklace and I'll go with something more understated, but still relatively pagan. Where'd she go? Oh my goodness, where'd she go? Oh, there she is. I've got this. It's okay. Freya necklace. I think I also got this through Grimfrost. I'll sometimes wear that.
So it's something that's not very... Or, you know, like things like this that she has... Wish, I imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a wolf head with a little bit of, like, knot throughout it. You can find these anywhere. You
They're
go
on
to your
Amazon.
local mall and find that one store we all totally know that sells wall hanger swords that you don't hit against anything because they'll break. They'll have this.
Or they'll have bears if you're
Yep.
not into wolves. Or they'll have cats. I happen to have a fox.
What's the stag?
Yeah, that's a stag
Stag.
with a Vegas vizier.
So, and one of the things, I was talking with somebody and this point came up. As much as a lot of us, I know I've done it, I'm guilty of complaining about it. I got into this religion and I went full force into the lore and history about 2 years. Well, not full force, but definitely 2 years before the Vikings television show came out. And ever since then, pretenders to the throne just pop up right and left. But at the same time, we have to look at the good part of this. Had this not become a fad, there wouldn't be as much jewelry. There would not be as much money for people to go find these new swords and to go find the Vinland settlements. So, it's helpful. The fact that this has become so popular and mainstream has allowed it to make money. And when it makes money, it won't go away.
Right.
That's just how this world works.
Right.
So it's a good thing that it happened, but yeah, it can get a little under the skin sometimes.
Something to keep in mind with that point is if you are a hardcore Vikings fan, as in the TV show, and you just want to make that as part of your aesthetic in addition to your paganism, go for it. Do you. I support you 100%. Just be prepared to defend yourself when somebody calls you out for being historically inaccurate.
Yes.
And explain why you made these choices. To which, if you're just like, hey man, it's just my aesthetic, I know this is historically inaccurate, I know this isn't necessarily genuine, etc., then, you know, no one can really fault you. They can't argue with you. You're just like, this is my style. This is just like how I like to dress. That's like going up to a cosplay convention and being like, that's inaccurate. Okay, well,
Yeah.
this is my interpretation.
I look at it as I do full steel sword fighting, so I have very historically accurate weapons, historically accurate armor, and historically accurate fighting styles. But that doesn't mean I go to a LARPers event and ream them all for wearing a leather breastplate that never existed in ever period. That's their thing. They found their niche and they like it, and I'm going to let those people be happy. Now, if they want to talk to me about it, I'm gladly going to put out there how, yeah, that didn't exist. Yeah, there are some cases of leather armor found, and yes, leather doesn't last forever, so it's harder when it comes to dig up, but and no one wore a full suit of leather. That never happened.
Right. Like, come on. But,
Not every Viking had a shield and a sword and a helmet and chainmail. Shit's expensive.
Very
Most
few
dudes-
of them had they didn't have swords. Period.
Right, you had your spear and your axe, because those were tools.
yep. Let's see. If we're talking like day-to-day clothes, what you're seeing right now is a pretty good example as far as variety goes.
I mean, there are days when I'll walk around literally for no reason in my historical garb. Why? Because
It's
it's
comfy.
comfy and I like it. I like looking like that. And you
I
can
love it.
wear what I wear the big poofy roost pants. I have my Winnegoss leg wraps. I have my tunic on, and I just feel at home. And if you do too, wear it out everywhere. But again, be prepared to tell people why you're doing it, because the more of a point you make of yourself, the more people are going to come up to you.
Now, my stuff's comfy, but that takes a minute to get on.
And off.
Yes. Like, okay, so I recently wore my dress for something we did. And I had 2 layers of dresses. I was doing the full shebang. I have no idea where I stripped my dresses off when I got home. I don't know where they are. I have my apron. I don't know where they are.
Are they still in your car?
Did I take them off in my car?
I don't know.
No.
Because I mean, you took most. You got it down to everything except for your underdress
Uh-huh.
when we were doing the Glima.
Right.
And I don't know what you did with anything after that.
I don't know. We were doing the Glima.
Doing
No, I'm
the
just kidding.
Glima.
Right. And when it
Yeah, you
comes
were.
to having
Yes.
when it comes to having clothes like that, make sure to also have doubles. You know, we live in a modern world where it's not as expensive for us to have things like this, and by no means do we need to smell like our ancestors.
No.
Yeah,
The Norse were an incredibly clean people.
Yes, they were.
Yes,
but
they
were
were.
clean for their time, which is still dirty as fuck.
Yeah.
They took a shower once a week,
Yep.
or a bath in a lake.
Right. Like, it was even commented on, like, mid-century England, where they're like, we're losing our women because the Norse bathe once a week.
Yeah,
that is
they
why
bathe-
the Anglo-Saxons
They comb their
fought
hair.
against them.
They comb their hair.
Why, God, why? Why are these Norsemen stealing our women? Because they were sexier and cleaner, that's why.
Yep.
Cleanliness will get you everywhere. So if your hygiene is bad and that's part of your aesthetic, you really need to rethink that because you're not going to
Hey,
get very
like
far.
45% of people who go to Amon Amarth concerts
Oh,
wear deodorant.
You'll have more luck with your preferred sexual partners.
And you'll have more luck for me not to want to hit you in the
That
face.
too.
Smell bad. Quit
Just
it.
walk in with spray deodorant every time you find one.
Coming from the littlest of acorns, we're right at pit level. Please smell it.
That's a part of aesthetic too. Honestly, it really is. Hygiene is a huge part of your aesthetic.
Right.
If you're that smelly guy, take a wild guess in the wind why you ain't got many friends.
And why you're referred to as the guy over there and not, hey, you know the person with the really cool hair or the person that wears superhero
You can look as
shirts all the
cool
time.
as you want, but if you stink, you stink.
And that's all anybody's going to recognize about you.
Yep.
So bring that aesthetic to be like our ancestors, but modern.
Because
So bathe
we're
regularly.
pro-modernizing. Let's see. So if you want to make stuff, we'll eventually have a how-to video on that.
There are, of course, plenty of places you can go online to find, what are they called? Patterns? Yeah, patterns.
Yeah.
For tunics, pants, dresses, hats.
It's important to note that most patterns that you'll find for Norse clothing aren't actual cut out in print patterns. Those are look at and guess your measurements patterns and kind of make it your own. That's why some of my stuff isn't necessarily historically accurate. It's because I took some creative liberties to make it easier to put together. Or at least make it more aesthetically pleasing, because honestly, the way you're supposed to make the dress makes me want to shoot myself, because it's basically you put it over yourself like a sack and then you sew the side shut.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It's not pretty. It's really not.
Yeah, there's a lot of if you really go and start diving into the historical clothing and stuff, you'll realize why we don't wear it anymore. Like
But
I love
it's still so comfy.
Yeah, I love my roost pants. I do not like having my knees almost bound together while I'm trying to take it down.
Right? Like, I love my dress, but that underdress is what they would sleep in, too.
Yeah.
And I have slept in that, and that was the worst sleep I've ever gotten, because it just tangles so much,
Yeah.
and by the end of it, it's like around your throat and choking you.
And nothing's worse than, like, especially at reenactor things, if you're in a porta potty wearing a tunic that goes right about your knees, you gotta like. Now I know how girls feel. You gotta like lift that shit up and like put it on your armpits, try and hold
Or
it
like
while
hold
you
it
sit
with your
down.
mouth.
Right.
Yes. Throw it over your shoulder.
Don't let it touch.
And still
Don't
hold it
let
with
it
your mouth
touch.
just in case it slips.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Shout out to Berg Schneider.
Yeah,
Berg
Berg Schneider.
They make amazing Norse and old medieval style clothing.
And also Elvish inspired clothing. They've got some cool Elvish shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stuff I want to figure out how to make myself, because I'm poor and I'm not going to spend that money. I shop at Wish.
Right.
That should tell you things.
Yeah, with clothes, things, wool, linen, hemp, all kinds of really fun things. Linen for summer, wool for winter.
Yep. If you live in the Midwest or a particularly hot part of anywhere, I would suggest a linen cotton blend. Do not go with rayon, you will die.
Muslin will be your friend.
Muslin, but muslin also, make sure it's a high grade muslin,
Yeah.
so basically on that cotton level, because muslin is cotton, but when it's deemed cotton, it also doesn't rip as bad, and it doesn't necessarily see through, because muslin will rip, and it is see through for the most part.
But man, that breeze goes right through you. Ooh.
Oof. And my underdress is made of cotton, and my outer dress is made of linen, and those two combined for our winters, plus like a shawl, I'm set.
Yep.
Like, I need nothing else. I'm so warm.
We should also mention the price comparable of Berg Schneider to making your own.
You
Well,
can get
it
a-
depends on skill.
I'll say it's one of those things too. Like you can get a full set of clothing from Berg Schneider, everything but the boots, for like
Boots and belts.
yeah, boots and belts for what, like 150, 160?
$109 for
Yeah.
under tunic, over tunic, and a pair of pants.
Not bad coming from across the sea.
And if you were to make it yourself, if you figure in your time and the cost of material and everything else, that's probably about what it comes out to
Yep.
anyways.
Or then you find the more pricey places like Arm Street.
Arm
Good
Street is
stuff,
why
but
I started
expensive.
making my own stuff,
Yep.
because I didn't know there was anywhere else, and I wanted that dress, and then I was like, I know how to sew. I'm figuring this shit
Yeah.
out.
And that's the way
And
our
that's
ancestors
my
would have done it.
aesthetic.
Yeah, exactly. That's the aesthetic that a lot of our ancestors would have had too. Like
Yep.
they saw something cool, they made it.
Yep. Now, that's definitely a big part of my aesthetic, is if I can't buy it, I make it. Thank you for untangling that. You're so sweet. Best brother ever.
So any other major points?
I think we
Make
touched
sure
on
you groom yourself.
Yeah.
Unless you
Y'all-
want to be the hermit that lives in the woods. In which case,
Stay in the woods.
no, well, not even that. If you want that to be your aesthetic, fucking do it. Just commit.
Yeah,
To the
in-
woods?
In anything that you do, be proud of it.
Yes, exactly.
Don't do it because you think you have to. Don't do it because you think it looks cool. Do it because it means something to you,
Yes.
and be proud of it. Because if you're not proud of it, it's gonna eat away at you while you're wearing it, and everyone else is gonna see that you're just trying to look apart.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said in our Loki video, the Christians made everything our ancestors valued a sin.
Yep.
Pride. Take pride in your appearance. Take pride in the way you hold yourself and talk about our religion. Take pride in what you know, and your ancestors are God's everything. And
Be
when you-
vain.
Yes.
Absolutely.
When I got into this and accepted, you know, I am allowed to be vain, this happens. And I am fucking glorious, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I could not have said this, like, 10 years ago. It was, well, this is too much makeup. And I'm just like, girl, I'm flawless. I'm sorry, do
Vanity
you
is
see
not a
this?
sin anymore.
Nope.
Exactly. Be happy with who you are, and if that means spending, you know, an hour on your face, straightening your beard if that's who you are, not you. Somebody got Cody one for our wedding present, so he
beard
played with
straightener?
it. Yeah, it's so weird, but take pride in who you are and what you do and how
Yes.
you display yourself. That is mostly what this comes out to. That's going to be the biggest part of your aesthetic is your pride. Like, don't let it get in the way of things. Don't make your vanity your whole thing. Like,
Yeah, it is your aesthetic, not just an aesthetic.
yes.
Don't just take something and then force it onto yourself. Find whatever it is you like. I don't care if you dress like a pharaoh, but you want to be a heathen. You can run around like a Teletubby.
If you do either of these things, please message us because
Okay,
I want to
I
meet
want
you.
to, yes.
I want to
Pictures.
meet you.
Pictures I didn't have.
Pixar. Oh.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, I think we've kind of bludgeoned this to death.
These are just a fun little man video, just to throw out there.
Just to put a second video in the How To podcast
Yeah.
thing, because the How to Build Your First Shrine was looking really lonely.
Yeah, it is.
And
Check
our
that video
how-to-
out too.
Yes, please. Our How To videos
That'll help with
are...
your aesthetic. The aesthetic of the shrine.
Yes!
Your shrine is a huge part of your aesthetic.
Yes, it is.
We'll have more how-to videos coming, like actual real how-to videos, like how to make things like the bones on his necklace, how to Dremel runes into an antler, how to make your own rune set, and things like that. That's coming. That's just simply us finding the space and time to do these things, because those will take maximum effort, whereas sitting and talking at you doesn't take as much.
So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to share the hell out of it, because the more you share, the more views we get, the sooner we get our own studio, and the sooner you get better videos.
Woo!
And make sure you hit that bell button so you get notified every time we release a new video.
Every Monday at 5:45. And as we always love to say here at the ending of every video, thank you for drinking from the well.